Everybody, we are back. It is Saved on Launch, favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glen Rockney for Glenn, and of course, pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for 25% off. And also hit up homage.com. Boom, and go get you some Raider stuff. Get whatever you need from there. Also, like I said, you need to buy a present for Christmas or some shit like that too. That's also there too. If you got family that are not Raiders fans, you guys can do that. So, Glenn, we're at the bye week with a bitter taste.
Yeah,
because of probably one of the worst football games I've watched. I definitely finished watching that film in about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It was just interesting offensive film. They just really didn't do anything. It was crazy. I got confused at one point because the field flipped, and I was like, when did the field flip? But it was like they had the ball late in the second quarter, and then it was the third quarter.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have anything to say about that game. That game sucked. I mean, everything that's wrong with the team showed up yesterday tenfold. What anybody could have even imagined what it was. It's bad. There's a lot of discourse right now on Raiders Twitter amongst fans, and this is what happens when you lose for a long time: is that everybody's going. The high point of your season is the drastic change that you make, that the impending firing of somebody, the releasing of somebody, that becomes the high point. And, we'll talk about it, but I think I'm just a little, a lot of people want to make these massive changes. And I'm just like, well, you know what, guys, what do you want to do right now is what I'm saying. Play rookies. That's the change I make. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You play rookies. You play Jack Besh. I saw Stone Forsythe might get suspended. Maybe Charles Grant sees the field if that's the case. Just it is what it is. I mean, we're not worried about Charles Grant seeing the field if we aren't really happy with the way Geno's played. Honestly, I don't really care. It's not like I'm hate to say it, but I don't care about that. But Besh, Caleb Rogers, these guys, I want to see them get work. Mm-hmm. That's what you're going to see for the rest of the year. It sucks. We're here often as Raider fans. However, they had a draft class with a lot of picks. So let's take a look. Let's see. I mean, some teams build overnight. Some teams get lucky, like a Jaden Daniels and stuff. But the Raiders aren't that team right now. So that's just what they're going to have to do for the rest of the year. I don't know about firing Pete Carroll during the bye week. A lot of people wanted to do that. I'm like, what does that do right now? What does that do right now? It doesn't do anything,
They want to fire Pete. No, I do see a lot of people.
A lot of people want to fire Pete.
Yeah, like now.
I get it. Okay, at the end of the year, I still don't really want to, but at the end of the year, I can understand people going man, do we really want to go next year? The coach is going to be turning 75. What are we doing with this roster? It's a fair question, but they hired him, so at the end of the day, he might be the guy that there's a meme of the soldier with all the knives going into his back protecting a sleeping kid. Maybe Pete Carroll's that guy that just takes the lumps for us while we build the roster. That's just what I hope where we're at right now.
Okay. Yeah. What is this about Stone Forsythe getting suspended?
I saw a thing. Well, he had that personal foul.
Okay.
Against Omar Norman Lott, I want to say. It wiped out one of the Raiders' potential first downs. I think it was one of Thornton's catches.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they're saying the league's going to look into suspending him again for that because I think Norman Lott got hurt. Whatever, right? I mean, it's neither here nor there. They're saying he might get suspended. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I just think after the bye week, what this loss did to Kansas City is you have to look at this if you're Pete Carroll. And I think he was. That's why when people said he looked different in the press conference, I think he realized damn, we are ass. I actually cannot make this team into a contender this year. And, I think guys like Spytek know that kind of a little bit. I think he knows that a little bit. I was just thinking about free agency the other day. Who got more than a 1-year deal in free agency that the Raiders signed?
Jeremy Chin.
Isn't that like an op? But of guaranteed money. Like he doesn't have anything going like guaranteed into 2, does he?
I don't know about
But you're
that.
right. It's a 2-year deal. I just mean there's nobody that they like have to pay next year other than Max Crosby, really.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like,
This could be mad turnover on this defense.
I'm sure. And I think that's, again, when you sign a bunch of guys to 1-year deals, like you're kind of saying that's the case. You're saying, hey, you guys come out here and have your best season. Okay, we'll extend you or something like that. But for the most part, that's not going to be the case. So I think Pete's kind of like, well, shit. Like, I mean, there's a chance. Don't get me wrong. There's a chance that if they're like 4-13, I think Pete retires. Like, I think they might. Like, he might just go like, this is not what I want. I'll take a consultant job in like Seattle or something, like Bruce Arians does right now with Tampa. But for the most part, I think we're just going to have to be patient and let this roster actually build, because you see guys like Divine Diablo, right?
Yeah.
Divine Diablo, I'm not going to sit here and say I was some big fan of Divine Diablo. I didn't see most people were. I think he was a very frustrating player to watch despite his athleticism. But that's a casualty of changing your coach every year. Is a guy like that leaves typically.
Yeah.
And we're seeing these guys like play decent for other teams. You know, I'm watching the Lions are playing Rock Ya-Sin and Amik Robertson at corner right now. These guys were playing for the Raiders a couple of years ago. Like, yeah. I'm not saying that that's like, oh yeah, that's what you can do if you have the right coaching. No, it's just if you like it's, you can insert these guys into teams where the Raiders are trying to build around them, use them as building blocks. Like, no, these are guys you should be able to keep after a while.
Yeah.
And be role players for you. The Raiders have none of these like good role players like that.
Nope.
Like, they just don't. And I don't know. Now that I think about it, like, what did I expect from this team this year?
I think what we expected the offense to be good.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most disappointing thing out of all this. Because we all went to the season thinking like the defense is going to be ass. They ain't got no talent. Like,
yeah.
You know, and that, like I said, that really showed up against the Chiefs, that they have a talent deficiency on defense. You know, I got some hate mail because my comment of us saying that it's a talent issue. It's not that deep.
People did not like that. I saw the comments.
They were mad at me, bro. I got some people were DMing me. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, it was like I was like in a political conversation or something. You know, people started like harassing you in the DMs and stuff like that, or like a political thing. I was like, damn, bro. It wasn't that deep.
Some guy with folded newspapers following you in a crowded city. You're like, what's happening?
Oh, Marcus, you want to give Pete Carroll some? Huh? You trying to save for Pete Carroll? You Pete Carroll stan? Yeah, you know what I mean. It was hilarious, man. But that's the point I was trying to make. Is like they have to play like this soft cover 3 type of stuff because they ain't got no talent over there, right? So we all know that. We all know they didn't have any talent on defense. I think it's more about the offense being terrible, because that's like the biggest shock of this whole season. We keep it real, man. Even if you thought Chip Kelly was like not going to be the greatest, 14.9 points per game, 14.7, 31st in the league. Like, they're it just looks bad. And I, you know, Geno Smith's playing awful. Like, you know, he had Michael Mayer like wide open on this throw, and it would have been a first down, and he just was like, bro, just throw it to him. And he kept like fading back, and then he like ran, and then he got like a yard, and I was like, bro, like you got to go too. To be honest, like you got to go. I can't. You can't be playing like this. Like, and especially if Chip Kelly's gonna go, if he's leaving, that means we're gonna get a new offense. Because I personally, I don't think Chip Kelly makes it to week 8. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, week 9, whatever, where they play.
There's going to have to be some sacrificial lamb for sure.
You know what I mean? Because even if you look at like the 14.9 points per game, and you're paying him that much money, you know what I mean? He's going to get it anyways because all coaches' contracts are guaranteed. You might as well just part ways if it's not going to work out. Because obviously they're clashing too. They already been started clashing in press conferences. Yeah. I bet he doesn't make it. I don't know. This is a feeling I got, and just watching how the offense looked this past week, they just ain't got no urgency. You know, to be fair, like they didn't get out of the first 15 until the third quarter. It's kind of terrible when you think about it. I mean, the first 15 is supposed to last at least One quarter is supposed to be your first 15 plays in the first quarter. Their first 15 ended in the third.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Like the run game is predictable. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's predictable with the run game. You know, what BD pointed out that one day about the condensed sets with the wide receivers, that happened again this game. What did McDuffie do? He crashed, stopped the run.
Yeah.
So like, so Pete Carroll, that's probably going to happen first. And I know that's going to, you know, people want Pete Carroll to be fired, but that's going to happen first because that is the most shocking part of all of this.
Yeah.
It's just that the offense is just absolutely bad. Like this is bad offense. Like we could say that now. It's been like 7 games. They average 14 points per game. Like it's 1975.
Which Chip could rattle off every stat from 1975 about all those offenses and be like, dude, you know, Mark Van Egan had 2.1 yards per catch. You know, no, I won't disrespect Mark Van Egan. He had more than that, I'm sure. But I think that I don't think they might not fire. I mean, the problem is who takes over, and some people are saying Greg Olson. What if it's Brennan Carroll that takes over at OC?
Do you think he would do that? Oh, that would cause a revolt.
I'm telling you, Raiders Twitter would be on fire if that happened.
They might protest. There might be protests, bro, at the
front of the no Kings protests. Like they would. I'm telling you, he did call plays at Washington last year, right? Wasn't he Washington's OC last year?
Yeah. Well, yes, I think so.
I thought he was. Right? Somebody. I'm not 100% certain about that. I thought he was. I'm not saying I advocate for this. I just mean if that's what ends up happening, watch out, because that's it's just it's the offense is awful. The defense clearly knows what they want to do. I think it's a combination of both, though. Like I don't think it's Chips making Geno bad. I think Geno has hit the wall. Like I think
Like go ahead.
There was that play. You might be right. I don't know if you saw this. I'm sure you did. It was 5 minutes of film that you had to watch. But there's that third down play where Geno just couldn't decide if he wanted to run or not.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker, I feel like, is fine in a spot in the zone.
Yeah, he's open on that play too. But the thing is, the first, because that's the play I'm talking about. That's the play I'm talking about.
Good Mayer too. Oh, I see. Yeah,
like the play was designed for Mayer. He's looking right at him. Like I want to play it, but I don't want the NFLs. They don't want people showing film content. I want to monetize off this episode, so I don't want to show it. But like I'll show it probably maybe tomorrow. I guess I'll show it maybe. I don't know. But
yeah,
he was just staring at the guy, and I'm like, throw the ball. So it's a little. It is both. It's not just
so bad. It's both.
Yes. It would be I can reenact it for you. Flip wants me to reenact it, so I'll do it. So basically, he steps back. He looks to one side, and he's like, okay. And he comes back to Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer runs a great route. He sets it up. He's wide open for a first down, 3rd and 6. Geno just starts fading back. And then, like, of course, there's pressure now. And then he starts running. I couldn't believe it. I was really done after the film with that. I'm like, bro. So I mean, they could at least got a little bit more first downs if he was good too. So like Chip isn't good, Geno's not good, and the mixture of both is ugly, right? Because I showed it about like Chip, the timing, like Geno Smith, you got a quick out, you're doing a 5-step drop, bro. Like what the hell? Like that's design. That is not Geno Smith. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's bad in my opinion. So that's the shock of this whole season. Is the defense, the offense, and because I think they do have a little bit of talent over there. Right?
I do too.
If there's talent on the team, it's over there, and that's why I got yelled at because I didn't put my context in and say I was just really talking about the defense. Defense just ain't got no talent. That's why they can't stop the Chiefs. They can't stop anybody that has good offense.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking for. I saw the cut-ups Matt was posting of Darian Porter. He looks like he knows what he's doing. I'd love to see him just take lumps. I think that's just what a lot of fans are saying is like, look, let's play these draft picks. Like we suck. And so I'd rather see what these guys got. Even if they're not perfect, they're going to take their lumps. You don't. I mean, sure, fans are going to overreact to them struggling a little bit as rookies. I'm sure that's going to be the case. But like, I see Jack Bech make that nice jumping catch, and he's like, okay, nothing after that, And then you get Darian Porter out there, like you let's get him out there. I saw Pete Carroll was saying I always try to find opportunities for Darian Porter. Well, I could tell you one right now. Caillou Blue Kelly's out. That's that. I'm not saying I know more than you, Coach, but I will say I would rather watch that. I would rather watch that. The result of Kelly going out there is even if Porter is not the player Kelly is right now, I'd like to see him take those lumps in a season that really doesn't matter. I'd rather see him do that. And it's just to me, but it's like you look at the safety room, it's like Chin is good, but he's not. I like Jeremy Chin. I think he's just a little bit more of a type of player, but not this type of like, yep, that's my safety. He can do it all. He really can't do it all. Like he's one type of guy. And so they really need safeties. They need linebackers. I mean, they have two linebackers that are the exact same type of player, in Devin White and Landon Roberts. And the problem is the one thing they can't do is the thing that every team is figured out. Like, is just, we're going to throw at them. Every single time we're going to throw at them quick. We won't even get the pass rush even a second to get them because they're going to win so early against these linebackers. It's not even funny. And, Adams is flash. He's done some nice things. But besides that, man, Laulu, he's been developing a little bit. That stuff is kind of nice. Like, that stuff is nice to see. But really, it's not anything to write home about talent-wise, So I just – there's nothing there besides Max. I will say, I was wrong about Max Crosby's dead money. Yeah. He doesn't have any if they trade him. Did you not know that? It's $5 million. It's only $5 million dead money if they trade him. Wow. This is where it gets interesting. I thought because we signed that, Myles Garrett signed a very similar deal to Max Crosby. I think he eclipsed him a little bit. Like he's a little bit more of that. Myles Garrett, if the Browns were to trade him right now, I think it's about $70 million of dead cap, no matter what. Max Crosby's $5 million. So we're gonna get really interesting. So if Pete is one and done, I think Crosby's traded.
Well, it says 35 million on Spotrac.
See, people have been that. I thought there was a post June 1st thing though.
Okay. Let me do the post June.
Let me
go to over the cap because that's probably there.
I think we should, because that's what I was going off of something similar to that. I said, well, you can't. Right now, is this defense going to be good in the next 2 years? Pretty tough to say yes at this moment. With Crosby, the dead money was what stopped me. It was like, no, that's not worth it because you can't spend that money. It's tough to justify it now. And I understand not everybody likes, picks. Like, oh God, what are we going to do with picks? I don't know, man. What are we going to do with Crosby for the next 2 years?
Yeah.
And towards the end of his prime, what are we going to do? Are we going to be in the playoffs in 2 years? I wish I could be like, yeah, hell yeah.
I think with trading Crosby, just looking at this, it looks like it'd have to be 2027. Because then,
I don't know.
Because they have 35, even pre June 1st and post June 1st, it's still 35 million dead cap, right? Since it has that dead cap, it'd have to be 2027. Would be the best year to do it. Which, if you could look at it this way, he's turning 30, save you some cap. Depends on how he keeps playing.
You're not going to get the return for a 30-year-old the way you would get it now, though.
Yeah. So, but it depends really how he's playing. Like if he's still playing at a high level, you're still going to get a good return for it, even though his age. But if he's falling off, if he keeps getting hurt like he is now,
getting hurt, that's my problem. It's to me, it's less about is he good? It's just more so man, do I think this guy's going to be healthy and playing at the same level? I think he got ran into the ground pretty bad these last few. And I'll always root for the guy, straight up. If they, I just think, see, I don't know. Maybe we're seeing different numbers. I've been seeing people post stuff all day. People were coming at me saying dude, you're wrong about that. And maybe I am about they're saying it's only 5 million of dead cap. I think because I think there's a difference between dead money. And basically, and I'm fine with the Raiders eating the money that he while they're bad, you know what I'm saying? I think that's fine, but it's the dead cap you don't want to eat. And you know, if you're Crosby, you find a way to like you go to a team like somewhere in the NFC. I mean, I'm watching Tampa right now. You know, a team like that I think would give up their next 2 firsts for somebody like that. And those are later picks, but I'll tell you right now, like you look at somebody like the Cowboys, you're watching them. Can you fully say that the Packers won that Micah Parsons trade right now watching them? I'm not so sure I can. I'm not so sure I can. I think they're both playing very similar brands of football, those two teams. And yet the Cowboys over the next couple of years have 4 first-round picks, you know, and they usually do okay in the first round, the Cowboys. It's free agency. They don't do it. And I think the Raiders, I like Genty, and nobody likes Genty now, apparently, but I like Genty. And I think I would explore that this offseason. I would, if you're really like, if Pete's still here, that you keep Max, in my opinion. But if he's not after this year, I think you have to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, 35 million dead cap is not crazy. I mean,
that's not that crazy.
It really isn't.
They're eating more with Wilkins than that. Yeah. Like this year, I think they're eating more of more cap from Wilkins' contract than that. And if you say like, I mean, I'll get to first round picks for it. It's not exciting, really, but at the end of the day, with my strategy of taking your blue chip defensive player with your top well-earned high pick, then trading back up into the first round, you gotta have the opportunity over the next couple of years, maybe to just not even have to trade up and then go get your quarterback, your developmental quarterback. I hate it. It would make me sad that his career was kind of wasted with the Raiders, but I mean, the worst thing you can do is just get nothing for him.
Yeah.
And he just or get like a second round pick when he's 30. You know, I know it sets a bad precedent. People are saying it sets a bad precedent, but my Lord, what have we?
I mean, they paid him 3 times though. Like,
yeah, they paid him 3 times. Like, it sets an even worse precedent to keep a guy and not build anything around him. You know what I mean? Like, because you get the Joe Thomas treatment, right? Where everybody's like, Joe Thomas, he was one of the best ever, but a lot of people are like, I never watched him play.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I don't know. They paid him a shit ton of money. The Khalil Mack is a worse precedent than Max Crosby.
Yeah, I agree, dude. All right, let's get some of these questions, man. So how long does it take to learn and clean up this offense? I mean, I don't think it's gonna get that much better, guys. I don't know what to tell you. You know, because Ashton Genty's playing well, and that's the thing that's kind of hurts all of this. Is like Genty is playing well. He didn't get the ball yesterday, but what he did pretty good with it. You know, at one point they ran 3 screens in a row. That's how mad it was this game. I don't even remember some of the things I was watching on film. Like they ran 3 screens in a row. I couldn't believe it. I was like, did they really do this yesterday? I was like, what the hell is going on? How did Stone Forsythe manage to get himself possibly suspended? I guess
sounds like he beat up on Omar Norman Lott of the Chiefs. I remember the play. The Raiders got flags. They picked up one of their rare first downs. That's why it sticks out of my mind. I just saw it's a report that the NFL is looking into that.
Yeah.
but I'm not saying 100% I trade Max Crosby, but I'm saying like if everybody wants to clean house right at the end of the year, if you're trying to get rid of Pete, or if like Pete just straight up retires, right, and then you go get somebody like a Joe Brady, a guy, and you first off you have to tell that person that they have lots of time to get this done. You know what I mean? You have to tell them, because that's 3 coaches in 3 years. You have to tell them we are not firing you. It's just like, I don't know, man. But you would, I could see the idea of saying like, I'd rather build this offense in an indoor team, you know, build it over the next couple of years, similar to what the Lions did with Matthew Stafford. Kind of like, okay, you know, they did it a different way. I'd want to draft my quarterback, but I'm not picky. You got to think about it. And I do agree. I think we are being impatient with Pete, but like, I think there's a case to be made is like, how long is he going to be here? How long is he going to coach this team? Like, coaching does wear on you.
And losing does too.
Losing does.
And he hasn't, when's the last time he lost this much?
It's never happened. Not in the NFL. Oh wow, no, that's not true. Not since he was like 45. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you're like, oh, I'm just getting started, like people want Spy Tech on. A lot of people want that. A lot of people don't like the Genty pick. I don't really necessarily think any of that stuff has to change, in my opinion. Like, you see the debate with Genty and Membu. You see that's a big one.
Is that they're doing that again?
Well, here's my thing. I like Armand Membu. He was in a lot of my mocks and stuff like that. Do not envy the New York Jets position at all right now as a Raider fan. I really don't. So it's like when he's on the Jets, right? Neither of these teams have any sort of talent. So when you're talking, like, they don't have a quarterback. Membu's career could be wasted if they don't get a quarterback. Genty's career will be, whoever gets the quarterback first is going to have the better, more meaningful game career. So it doesn't really matter at that point. A lot of people get in these analytical debates. I don't think they did a bad thing. I think it was a weak top 10, and they picked a guy who I think is a blue chip. And I like Membu too. I'd have been fine with either pick, but I don't think that's a debate we're going to be having in like 5 years, like the way that Tyree Wilson, Jalen Carter is.
It's not. Genty still looked good yesterday. Like, he was the only thing that did look good, really, on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese.
I do like Arvell Reese a lot, man.
I do too.
He's a beast. I mean, Caleb Downs and him on that defense. It's like they are monsters. Peter Woods, man. I'm telling you, Peter Woods is the guy.
He's a guy too, man. Do you think Mark listens to TB regarding what to do with current coaches?
I think so. I think Tom Brady was definitely part of. I mean, Pete Carroll talked about Tom Brady being one of the reasons he came.
Yeah. Somebody said Quinshon Judkins was the best running back of this draft. I mean, yeah, he's playing well, but like, guys,
they have a good defense too. They have a good defense.
But also, it's just year one. Like,
yeah, I know.
Who's better, Jaden Daniels or Drake May?
Exactly right. It's we're prisoners of the moment, and also Cleveland has a good defense that gets them the ball back multiple times in a game, which didn't happen yesterday.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Drake May looks like he was the steal. Like he's looking like he should have went one, and not Caleb Williams.
I like Drake May, and Caleb's playing better.
Yeah,
they're all. I mean, like, gosh, God forbid the guy improves. Look at Jonathan Taylor; he's having his best year right now as a running back. Jonathan Taylor. How many years has Jonathan Taylor been in the league? Quite a while now at this point.
Yeah.
He's having his best year. He looks phenomenal. It's like, guys, and I think Genty looks good. Like, when I watch him, I'm like, that's when the ball's in his hand, that's the most excited I get watching a Raider game right now. So don't ever try to like tell me that. Like, I don't know. I think I know people are going to beat that drum. Running backs don't matter. I disagree. So I think they do. And yeah.
I mean, I hope there's nobody from inside the Raiders fan base, because they gave me shit for that. I'll never forget my Aston Genty video. It has my most comments I've ever had on a video. Like, I pissed everybody off by trying to say that I wouldn't take him in the top 10. And they did. And I actually like him better than I thought I would. So I think
he's good. I think he's a hell of a player. I don't know. I really do. People are.
I mean, he can catch. He can run routes. He's a good runner. He breaks tackles. Like, at this point,
I think the scheme. I think the scheme is just, that was the thing I thought was like, damn, Genty and Pete Carroll's Genty and Chip Kelly's going to be crazy, and it's just not. It's just like everybody just crashes in on that, and people can blame the lack of receivers, but I still don't even think it's that. I just to me, it's like, you can fix that aspect of the Raiders pretty easy. I expect them to spend very heavily on O-line next year, like very heavily. So, yeah, man.
Do you think Carroll trades JPJ? So we asked about Alex Kappa. I mean, JPJ was terrible this past game.
He had penalties and got his ass whooped.
He was awful.
So
that's probably
who knows what he said on the sideline when someone yelled at him. That's what I'm wondering. People talk about he got benched because of play. I'm telling you, like, we don't get JPJ's responses to coaching ever. We don't hear about those.
Because he was Chris Jones was kicking his ass. He got a 0 from PFF.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I mean, was Kappa better? No, I don't think anybody's saying that.
No, but nobody's saying that. Man,
Caleb Rogers. The thing is, to me, let's get Caleb Rogers in there.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, yeah, maybe not against Chris Jones. I understand why maybe that's probably, like, tough too, is against Chris Jones. But like, let's have a look at Caleb Rogers. If JPJ sucks, let's have a look at Caleb Rogers, not Alex Kappa. Taylor also. You guys are missing my point about running backs. The Colts, when they had Jonathan Taylor, people didn't give a shit about the Colts for a few years. They care about them now because their team's good and they have a good quarterback and all that stuff. Like running backs are the only people in year one that have to just be like set the league on fire or else they're a bust. I just don't get that.
Is this team worse than what AP had last year? Yes. Just to be honest, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing 3 defensive players they didn't replace.
Yeah. They had Trayvon Moehrig, Nate Hobbs, and Robert Spillane, who are all better than the players that didn't replace them. Like, that's what I'm saying. The defense went backwards. So we talk about talent. Like, AP had defensive talent that was a really good defense the year before, right? Like, if Pete Carroll kept that talent, and, you know, all these guys are cover 3 guys or Gus Bradley guys. I never understood why he didn't keep them. Yeah. Besides Spillane, I mean, Trayvon Moehrig and Nate Hobbs were drafted to fit Pete Carroll's system. That's why they were drafted when the Raiders had cut. That's why Nate Hobbs started, because he was the slot corner that every Gus Bradley, Chris Richard, Pete Carroll defensive guy loved. And then he let him go. That's when I was like, what are we doing here? That was kind of a moment that happened just because they want to give him $12 million. Like, what is $12 million? That's
what happens when you change your coaches every single year, which is people want to do again, by the way. You change your coaches every year. People have no sentimentality towards people that are on the roster. They don't. It's a cutthroat league, and a lot of stuff gets lost in the transfer, in a file transfer. You know what I mean? That's what's a lot of stuff happens. So, I mean, you change coaches next year, there's going to be some people on the team that you like that leave again, and people aren't going to understand why. And every coach wants to start fresh. Every coach wants to start fresh. There's not a lot. I think, to be honest, Josh McDaniels was like the one guy I thought that didn't want to start fresh when he coached the Raiders.
Yeah.
He got people paid. Like when they started. Now, he wanted to start fresh a year later. That was his problem. Stupid. That was his problem, dude. No. You wanted to sign up a year later, you know, like you want to start fresh. You picked the wrong time to start fresh, dude. Like that was an error on his part. And also, he's just not a good coach. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But good offensive coordinator. He's got Drake May playing great football. So it's just like it's just we are always that team that asks role players to coach too much. We ask coordinators to be great leaders. We ask, you know, all of these guys to be just these make up for past sins of the franchise.
Yeah. Somebody said Nate Hobbs isn't good. Well, yeah, because Nate Hobbs not playing cover 3 no more. That's why he's not good.
I was not I didn't give a shit about Nate Hobbs. I usually hurt all the time.
That is true. He is hurt all the time. But Nate Hobbs, but it's just funny because like Nate Hobbs is literally like all he can do is play cover 3 because he can't really cover or anything like that. So all he could do is like play in the system like how they want Jeremy Chin to play. That's really like what he does best. Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know. Where am I at in questions here? So he said somebody was sipping vodka. Players were sipping vodka on the sidelines.
I don't think I saw the clip. I'm pretty sure they were just like using water and like pretending they were. I mean, they were definitely making fun of the Raiders, and I was too. So I mean, I can't be mad when the other team does it. Mark Sanchez hot dog eating thing. Remember, like it was the same thing when the Jets were the Raiders ass back in the day, and you know, I mean, it's definitely the highlight of Mark Sanchez's career. But yeah,
if Carroll trades JPJ would become an All-Pro center on another team. Like,
I'm not so sure about that, but
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
But I mean, you also could keep him as depth, right? They're not gonna. I don't think they are. But like, I will say with the JPJ thing, you don't hear any players talking about JPJ. Like they're hating on my guy JPJ and stuff. You don't hear any player saying that. By the way,
he got his ass kicked by Chris Jones. Like it was bad, man.
The week before, you said he didn't play that well.
Yeah, he didn't play that well the week before either. I mean, he didn't play well week 1 either. But like, you know, he's just a fan favorite.
People just say he's not a guard. It's like, well, okay, but I'm asking you to play guard. You can't do it at all. Guard and center, you're supposed to be like pretty decent at both. Like you're not supposed to be like this awful at one and like all pro at the other.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. Tackle and guard, I can see being different. Yeah, tackle and guard. One guy's a guard, one guy's a tackle. But center and guard shouldn't be all pro versus ass, you know, as the two kinds of things.
Yeah. I'm ignoring Eddie's questions. I don't even know what those are about.
He's insane. He's insane.
Yeah.
Like, you trust this? Do you trust this? And then you say yeah, and then he goes, in my opinion, no. You're like, all right, man, got it.
All right, can Gino be fixed with a better OC?
No, I think he's Matt Schaub. I think again, Matt Schaub career. Look at Matt Schaub's career. See you later.
It's mental, man. It's mental. He'd have to get his whole confidence back. He needs to.
You have to realize Gino went through some mental stuff like early in his career. Like, yeah, I think that I'm not hating on it or anything, but the problem is I also don't give $72 million to guys that do that either. So it's kind of this game. The quarterback is a tough position. It is a tough position. And we bought the top of a really shitty coin in crypto basically right now, and we're paying for it.
Exactly. Is Gino trying to get Chip fired?
No, you don't put bad film out on purpose.
Why don't they play Decamerion Richardson?
I haven't heard that name in years. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, sure. Let's see him.
Yeah. What about Max? Do we keep him out there with all our rookies? I mean, yeah. Right.
It'll be really interesting. I don't know. What's Crosby's injury? They say he's fine.
I don't know. I really wasn't trying to follow.
Yeah. I don't know. Like national news if he was like had a serious injury. He's like one of those guys that like gets like national coverage. So if he had like a huge injury, I feel like that'd be there. Yeah, I would put Max on IR personally if the season's over, in my opinion. So like I would just be like, okay, Tyree Wilson, let's see what you can do. Let's see if your 5th-year option gets picked up. You know, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah. What's the difference between Dan Campbell, start with the Lions, and Brad Holmes?
Yeah, and also it was ugly. They went 0-8, and Dan Campbell's younger. I think if Pete Carroll was like 45, people would trust him. I think the fact that Pete Carroll's age is Pete Carroll's 74 years old. I add a year every time we lose a game, but he's 96. No, but the people just people. I said the same about Kyle Shanahan. Somebody said the other day, somebody's posted, Kyle Shanahan's winning with backups. Pete has no excuse. I said, have you seen Kyle Shanahan's bad years for the Niners, his records? They did not fire him after some bad. He had some ass years with the Niners.
Bad.
The reason we don't know that is because Nick Mullins on Thursday Night Football tore our ass up. But that was a 4-12 season they had. You know what I mean? Like they had some bad years. He's younger, though. He was younger. So I get it, but they had some bad years even before they went to the championship. They were 6-10 his first year, and they did not look good. And I live around here, and there were people saying, "See you later, Kyle. Bum, nepotism, bum, get him out of here." And there's people that still want his ass fired. But I just mean like that's why to me, if Pete wants to stay, I keep him for another year. People don't trust him with a quarterback. I don't know why. Why don't you trust him with a quarterback? I don't. What is that based off of? I don't trust him developing a quarterback. Why? Like
I mean, Russell Wilson. I mean,
Russell Wilson, Geno Smith saved Geno Smith's career. I mean, look, it's over now.
Yeah, he did.
It's that. I mean, what was he there when Drew Bledsoe was with the Patriots at all?
Yes, he was.
All right.
He had Drew Bledsoe.
I mean, that's the number 1 overall pick that maybe didn't play to his utmost thing, but he was a good quarterback. I don't know. To me, it's like I don't trust him with a young quarterback. That's coming from nowhere. That's coming from anger from people. I don't understand where that's coming from. I trust him with a young quarterback. I don't trust him with an aging mopey one.
Yeah, for sure. Was Pete Carroll coach of the Patriots? He was before Bill Belichick, right?
Belichick was who they replaced him with. So I would thought that was when Bledsoe was there. I would think. I could be wrong. I mean,
1997 to 1999.
And when did Drew Bledsoe get drafted? He might have been drafted a little before that.
Oh, he's drafted by Parcells.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, he didn't draft him. So maybe Bledsoe. I don't know. I guess I can't give him any sort of credit for that. But Russell Wilson, like these guys, like I'm just saying, like he's done an okay job. Like I mean, it's a bad look. The Geno thing didn't work. The Chip thing's not working. Those were the 2 most important acquisitions by the franchise, and they're both duds, in my opinion. That's why the season is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's on him. That is on him. But it's at the end of the day, I mean, look at all these coordinators he's put in the league.
Yeah, a lot.
I'd give him one more crack personally. Like to look at all these guys he's put in the league. Dave Canales. I mean, even you give it like Schottenheimer. We know the last name. He got Schottenheimer's cooking with Dallas right now, and they have definitely more. They definitely have some good players, but I am just kind of I'm not out on the Pete experiment right now. I'm just not.
Yeah. I just think since the team doesn't have a lot of talent, that's how I kind of feel about, like, when I get to end up firing head coaches, is about the talent on the team. And you can say whether the talent ends up being good or not, but like if there's just more talent, then you can get a better evaluation.
Yeah,
in my opinion, right? But there's just not enough talent in this team to like get a full evaluation of, in like, is it Chip Kelly? Like, it's gonna take a couple years, but I think it's more worried about if Pete's gonna retire, because I don't think he's gonna be able to handle this. Shit, I could barely handle it at this point.
It's tough. That's my I think he'll check. I would not fire him, but I think he might check.
Yeah.
It's just like people are saying they're not prepared. I'm like, prepared for what? Their roster's not prepared. They're not good. Like their defense is actually worse than the defense last year.
Yeah, the preparation was play zone and keep everything in front of you.
Yeah, oops.
You're just playing Patrick Mahomes, and he's just gonna go, okay, but just
looked fine against Cam Ward. Looked fine against Cam Ward. Any quarterback that knows how to play quarterback will shred the defense. Quarterbacks that are just learning aren't going to.
Yeah, they're terrified of the Chiefs, and you could tell they didn't know what to do because they didn't have the defensive players to even match up at all. Yeah. So, and they knew that.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh shit, we're just gonna play zone. We can't even blitz or anything.
Yeah, and I'm ready for the Geno. I want the Geno. I don't want Geno benched. I want him to play all year and honestly be like this bad, because I think Pete has a long leash with him, and I think next year if he's here, he'll just go, shit, I brought in the wrong quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And then they have to draft one. They just have to draft one. You just do. You have to.
Yeah. Has Pete Carroll always had this level of mismanagement with his rookies? And somebody asked the like, why is he not playing the rookies?
I would hold off. I would hold off on that. We're not even halfway through the season yet. I would hold off on that. The whole mismanagement with playing them. I'd like to see them playing, but if they're not playing after the bye week, I'm pretty sure if you saw his press conference, that was a look of a man who saw a ghost. Was like, whoa, the season's done. I've never been done before this early in the season. Like, he can say whatever he wants, whatever. The look on his face was this: we're done. After the bye week, if they're still not playing rookies, I don't know. Then I'll start asking that question.
All right. People keep asking, Raiders finish the top 3 pick. Do you draft the quarterback of the future? Top 10, do you take QB or D-line? You know how I feel about this at this point. They need a quarterback. So
they do. They have to. They have to take one. It depends, though. Like I said, if there's no clear-cut number one there and you're picking like third and you have a chance to hop back up in the first round and take your, like what the Giants did with Jackson Dart, if you have that opportunity, I could see them doing that as well. But I think I think you got to try to get in the first round and take a quarterback one way or another.
Yeah. I think
it doesn't have to be top 5.
Because in my opinion, like, there's no rebuild until you get one. Because you have to understand these things from this perspective. Like Stephon Diggs goes to New England because Drake May's there, so he's a young quarterback. I could build this relationship with this young quarterback. Yeah. Ben Johnson goes to the Bears. Like, if the Raiders had Caleb Williams, then Ben Johnson would be the Raiders head coach, right? Probably, right? If they had Caleb Williams, he'd be their head coach, right? And they bring coaches.
Harbaugh goes for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, like, you bring great coaches with quarterbacks too. When you have a young quarterback that, let's say that they're not good his first year, right? They still don't have the best defense. They didn't build that right, but he's just playing better every single week, and he like finishes strong, and they go out like they beat the Chiefs or something. He leads a comeback and beats the Chiefs. Then, if that coach does leave, that's going to bring the best offensive coach you could find.
Yeah. Because you can get hired. There's offensive coaches when they got to coach the quarterback, they go, is that quarterback going to get me hired or fired? They do think that. They'll say that. And the Raiders have employed some quarterbacks the last few years that get coaches fired. Whether they're good or bad is neither here nor there, but it's really tough to do that. And I think I don't know. I think to me, like I keep bringing up the Giants, and I'm not saying there's some model organization or anything, but I think they're doing it right. And again, this is another team that's given their coach time, and now I watched their offense. I'm like, wow, their offense looks pretty good. You know, like with Dayball was dead as a doorknob when before if you ask anybody at the beginning of the year. I you see what that does. And like I'm watching that Giants game. Now they blew that game to the Broncos, and I was pissed. But you watch guys like Wan'Dale Robinson, these guys who were like all of a sudden brought to life, by like an energetic quarterback who doesn't know anything other than playing 100%. They don't have just years of wear and tear on them and jaded look about them like we're seeing right now with Geno. And that's what they're going to have to do. And I think, like I said, it doesn't have to be in the top 5. It can come up from the second round back into the first, like a lot of teams have been doing. I'm totally fine with that. But it's got to be early, and it's got to be somebody that you really want to stake your claim to. And I'm less and less picky about that quarterback the more I see guys around the league go in there and just completely turn the energy of a franchise around.
Yeah. I mean, because like Jackson Dart had some up and down, like he blew the game yesterday, right? Basically.
Kinda.
Right, kind of, right? But also has some good throws in there. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like hope. I guess that's what happens when you draft a quarterback, bro. Hope. You know what I mean? Are Francis Ioga and Caden Proctor high on draft boards and the QBs in this draft? It depends on which one you're looking at. Not for everybody, though. Not for most people, I don't think, at this point. I forgot where Ioga, he's from where?
Miami.
Miami, right? Yeah, this Miami dude, right? And then like if I just went to draft QB prospect list, Dane Brugler. What does he got here? Top 50 prospects. Where is this top? Is this it? This is the newest one, I think. Like he has Dante Moore still one, or he's just quarterback. So this is like a list. But they have Spencer Fano over him, and the Raiders are in Utah with 5 scouts. So
and Utah has 2 tackles that they expect to go within the top 60 picks. So that, I mean, I think the Raiders sent so many scouts because it's like, look at both of them. You know what I mean? Like look at both guys. And also what I will say is everybody that's so sure they know how the draft's going to go right now, do yourself a favor and look at mock drafts from week 7 of last year for the draft. See how close that was to what actually happened on draft night. So if you think like, oh, we're not going to have this guy available, this guy's not going to be there at this point, this guy is quarterback 1, you have no clue until college football playoff, which has become a actual weeks and weeks of events. A lot of these guys are going to be playing in those games, especially guys like Mendoza and stuff like that. You have no idea how this works. Like look up a mock draft from last year that was made on October 20th of 2024. It's wrong, is what I'm saying. They might get a few picks right, but we don't know yet. So it's tough for me to say, like, do you take a quarterback top 5? I'm going to let the kind of market dictate that a little bit. And if I think there's going to be a run similar to like the Bo Nix, Penix kind of quarterback class where quarterbacks got kind of overinflated, I'm going to go try to get that run at first. But if you see quarterbacks being more back end of the first round, you take the blue chip non-quarterback, come back and get the quarterback.
Yeah, Brendan Sorsby is rising too. Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati. Maybe that's a come back in guy.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's who's the guy? I'll tell you, who's on my radar a little bit, and he's played a lot of college football. He's gonna hit your snap threshold. Taylon Green, Arkansas, 6'6". He's hurt right now. He's hurt. What I mean is he's playing, but he's got a knee brace on. But he's played a lot. He was Boise. I believe he was Boise State. Arkansas. They put up points at Arkansas. I'm telling you. Just take a look at Taylon Green. Got a good arm. He can run, but right now his knees in a brace. He's not running like you see. I still saw him get a 20-yard touchdown the other day against Texas A&M. But yeah, Taylon Green's a guy that I like. 6'6", big guy.
Do you think people make it to the end of the season? Yeah, I do for sure. I think he will. Man, now we just got a bunch of draft. stuff here. We're
Well,
getting the draft here. Yeah, I mean, it's where we're at. We're at. Carson Beck is Timmy from South Park. Damn, goddamn, man.
People are saying QBs are weak this year. You don't know that. You just don't know that. I'm sorry.
I don't think they're that weak, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't either. It just because
it's better than last year.
There's no Trevor Lawrence. There's no that. But again, is Trevor Lawrence the best quarterback? So what does that even mean? I like Trevor. I'm not even hating. I expect to lose to him pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't think anybody's like running to the table like I need to have Trevor Lawrence. But when usually the class has one of those guys, that's when people dictate it as like a good class. Yeah. And that class was horrible. I still come back to that. That class was horrible. The Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, year of that class, but everybody wanted a quarterback that year. You guys have no idea.
I don't know. Like Mendoza's pro ready as hell. So but that's the thing. Like what makes a great quarterback class? Is it talent? I mean, yeah. I mean, you could say like, Caleb Williams and them are way more talented than these guys, but I think Mendoza is like, he is basically kind of ready to go. Like he might not be amazing, right? But I know if I put some players around him and, give him some weapons, he could play point guard. I don't need too much more than that right now in the NFL, to be honest. And that's better than anything that we've been getting the last 2 years. I would take a damn point guard quarterback at this point. You know what I mean? This guy just does the right decision and, it just keeps the thing moving. They can run the ball with Genty, build up the offensive line. Like, sure, will he like take over a game? Like, I don't know. He might, like late in the game, like if he starts making some throws and stuff like that. So it's kind of how I think about it. Like it's Raiders, I'll take a damn point guard. Right? I'll take a damn point guard at this point. Like I'm not gonna complain about I don't have Caleb Williams. If the guy can't run around in circles 3 times and throw the ball behind his back 40 yards. Yeah, his arm is good enough, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I mean, I like Sellers a lot too, so I would take Sellers too. Sure. I do. So like
there's a lot of guys I would think that I'd like on the Raiders, so I can't say it's a bad class. Like that to me, it's like, and again, you guys, there's just so many unknowns. Like I said, guys, if you're a Raider fan and you're bored, you don't want to think about football other than like what's coming next year. Just take a look at Taylon Green. Nobody's been really talking about him this year, and maybe I'm wrong about it, but Arkansas can score. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's at the bar's low, Marcus. I mean, it kind of is at this point, man. The Raiders need a quarterback, man. Like that's the issue at this point. I mean, they haven't replaced Derek Carr.
No, they never did, and that way it shouldn't have been that hard to.
Yeah, I mean that because that's the thing. Like when you have a quarterback for 9 years and you want to get rid of him, which is fine. You want to get rid of him. Like Carr was not good that year, right? It makes sense.
Yeah,
move on, right? But when you move on, you better replace him with another young guy at some point, and it can't be Aiden O'Connell in the 4th round. Like you have to take a chance. Like they should have. I know the CJ Stroud rumors were out there, but like there's probably something they should have done, right? And to be honest, like even think about it, they probably should have. I know he's terrible, but like they probably should have did that or something, some kind of plan, and they didn't have one. The plan was Jimmy Garoppolo, and now the Raiders did. Aiden O'Connell played, and then he played good enough for the Raiders to be out of it, getting the draft guy, and now we're kind of still stuck in that QB purgatory area. So if they don't finish this year well, they have to do it. Like, and I know it's gonna be tempting to take a defensive guy, it's gonna be tempting to take a tackle, but man, do they have to do their homework on this quarterback class? Like hardcore.
It's the only thing they haven't tried. They've tried every other way to turn this franchise around.
There's nothing else they could do at this. Like they have to take one. And you know what I mean? Like it's just, and the class isn't bad enough where you're having these like, Shadur Sander type of guys where like they're more like personality than what the film actually matches. You're not having these type of things with this class. They're just, like Ty Simpson. Does he play enough snaps? No, but is he like a point guard out there? He's just hitting these guys. Ryan Williams, he got a bunch of talent on him. He's throwing accurate balls. He's hitting these point guards, right? I mean, there's a lot of these guys are just more like, I would say this year is more like traditional quarterbacks more than anything, besides like Sellers, which is kind of, I feel like why people aren't seeing that class, because we've had these fancy quarterbacks and these guys are kind of like boring. You know what I mean? Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing at all. I mean, it's like you even look at guys like Bryce Young. Bryce Young was dead in the water after a year. I don't know, man. Playing good ball right now, in my opinion, playing winning football. At least they're a winning team, and he's hurt this week, so we'll see what his team looks like without him. But it's like that's not a top pick. A lot of people are like super excited about Bryce Young, but he's got that team playing meaningful football games right now.
Yeah,
and this is what year
3, right?
Year 3.
Yeah,
it's year 3, and it's like that was not like a lot of time. Like I remember that first year of Bryce Young, I was like, my gosh, what did
awful.
I see?
He was terrible.
What did I see? Like in Bryce, like this is crazy, and it's just you bring in these veterans, and they kind of like need things to be a certain way, and you kind of want a quarterback that doesn't know any better to come into the Raiders right now. That kind of just goes like, look, I'm a energetic college kid. We'll put up with the mistakes. I think with a lot of Raider fans, I mean, there's always going to be hysterical fans that think you made the wrong pick right away, like or whatever, but for the most part I think a lot of people are going to be really, really supportive of a young quarterback, and that's just kind of what they need. Like right now, like they just have no energy on offense, and I think some of that's Chip Kelly, I think some of that's Geno Smith, and it's in combination is turning into just garbage juice, the dripping garbage bag.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, key pieces. I mean, but that let's just think about this. Like Derek Carr did it. It wasn't like the prettiest thing.
Jaden Daniels did it with
I mean, but I'm just saying as a Raiders fan, like Derek Carr, that situation was awful. You could have the same thought process, but like it's the energy and the hope that guy brings, and he might not even become a superstar. Like Derek Carr's not.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like Derek Carr's like a normal Raiders guy that comes back. That we like. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna be a Hall of Famer. He didn't win a playoff game, right? But we were god awful for a while.
We made
the playoffs twice.
Washington was terrible when they drafted Jaden Daniels. Terrible. Washington was awful. Terrible team. You could say they had an ownership change, but they were still bad. Their roster was bad. Like they had Terry McLaurin. That's who they had on offense. They had Terry McLaurin. Raiders have Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. That's what they have on offense right now. That's worth a shit in my opinion. So it's like people say it's like that's my problem with the draft. People go, what situation? You build around this guy. That's what you do. You build around, and you don't have to play him right away. You do not have to play these guys right away, especially if it's a Ty Simpson, a guy who doesn't have a lot of college experience under there. You don't have to. Like you don't have to play these guys. There's a million ways to succeed with a quarterback. The problem is you have to get one in the building. That's what you have to do. People get, and the thing is, like, I can tell who's going to be mad year one is the people that say this isn't the right situation for that. No, it's not true. The right situation is a team that doesn't have a quarterback drafting a quarterback. That's the right situation.
Yeah, even Dane Brugler, I guess he made this article today. He says the Raiders should draft a quarterback.
Yeah, you got to inject some sort of energy at a meaningful position in this franchise, and the most meaningful one, I should say. I'm not a positional value guy, except quarterback is number one. Everyone can debate, and everyone knows that. But beyond that, obviously, there's nuance. But it's just like, come on, you got to go get one. They've tried everything since 2007, except drafting a quarterback in the first round. They've tried everything. And I'm typically a person that was like, go get the best player. Go get. I'm sorry, man. They've exhausted every other option.
I'm just saying, I'm tired. Yeah, I mean, BPA is fine and all that stuff, and I get it, but it's just, man, I think our BPA, our best player is BQBA. Yeah.
I think that's where we're at. Play him right away. You can sign a Jacoby Brissett, a guy like that. I don't think fans are fine with that. Like for the most part, yeah, they get impatient if the veteran guy struggles. Like play the kid. Like everybody does that. Fan bases do that. These guys play earlier nowadays than they do. But I think a lot of fans would be happy if they knew you took a quarterback that was highly drafted behind a veteran. I think that's still a fine way to do it.
Do you trust?
Yeah, we did. Yes, the answer is yes, and you do it anyways and fire them. The problem that's actually a thing we didn't say that is once you get that new quarterback in there, everybody else is on hot seat.
Yeah,
they have to make that work. They have no excuse.
And as I'm saying, and if he plays well, even if he plays well, and they're 5-11 or something like that,
right.
like you'll get a good head coach, like every single young quarterback that plays halfway decent. They get a good young head coach that can come in and as an offensive guy that comes in and tries to fix things. I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, you could look at it. I mean, Liam Cohen. That's why he goes Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I used to talk about Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. I mean, you could talk about like Kyler Murray. You know, he when he was young, he got Cliff Kingsbury to go to the NFL.
Harbaugh,
right?
Herbert. You know, it's
just the hope of it, and you guys are gonna have that hope if the guy comes and plays halfway decent.
Halfway, I mean, makes one big throw.
Let him beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Year one,
or let him beat the damn Chargers at SoFi. Let him beat the Broncos at win a game. Win a game where they look good. There is just kind of like these guys, you know, they're gonna have to do it. I think they know they have to do it right now. I think they do. Pete's running cover for Gino. They're buddies. I don't think he's gonna. If he comes back next year, he ain't gonna run it back.
You check Johnny Manziel, man. Johnny Manziel's partying in Scottsdale, bro. Okay, don't stop his partying in Scottsdale.
No, he's over there. People got mad because Johnny Manziel was caping for Diego Pavia and not his alma mater, Texas A&M. They got pissed. What if the Raiders don't draft a QB? I'd be pretty disappointed. Unless there's a Josh Allen trade that happens or something unless they trade for Josh Allen, I'm bringing that back. Don't you think I forgot about that? We're at that point of the year.
We're back to Josh Allen manifestation. Yeah. I mean, they have lost 2 in a row. Maybe it just spirals. It spirals from here.
It just spirals this year. Sean McDermott's gone, you know. But again, if Sean McDermott gets fired, guess everybody's going to want to coach that team because Josh Allen's there. So that's also my thing. I'm kind of being silly a little bit about that, but I think they have to draft one. I think they do. I think Vegas needs like a young player there that and again, you know, you have Bowers, you have Genty, you got Jack Besh, you got these guys that you can develop alongside that are already there that kind of know how to play. So that'll make it a little easier on them. You'll have money to spend on defense and offensive line. I actually think it can move pretty quickly after they draft that quarterback.
Yeah, man. All right. Yeah. Can you just gotta get positive about a new quarterback, man? I'm telling you, it will feel good. I've come to that realization how good it would feel for me just to have a guy that I feel like just having Michael Penix. Like Michael Penix didn't play great last week, but he played great the week before and the week before that. Yeah. So it's like that up and down. Like it's something that you could, the hope might there. You might get to year 4 or 5. You're like, God damn, now we got to move on. But it's still that attempt to build around him is still going to be just good for everything. And it might work out. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As long as they don't go ahead.
Yeah. If it doesn't, you draft one again.
Yeah. As long as you don't like, and as I'm saying, even if it doesn't work out and you build around him, you can get a vet at that point. I mean, then you could be like the Bucs or some of these other teams, right? But
also, you could be like the Giants, where Daniel Jones goes. He's clearly good. He's clearly a good quarterback playing well on a team like that. They've replaced him with Jackson Dart, and I don't think anybody's mad. So it's just the Raiders have been trying to do this weird thing where they've just been trying to make the veteran, you know, drifter guy work. I mean, they probably held on to Carr for a little too long. Of course they did, but it's just kind of like, you know, at that point. That you can't go back to that. At that point, that's already 3 administrations ago. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with that? You got to just draft one. I mean, hey, people say you could trade for Shador. Shador could be the backup. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if they trade for Shador right now, I mean, that's fine. I mean,
I bet you could get him for nothing.
Like right now?
Yeah. No, do it. He wouldn't stop me from taking a quarterback next year.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just bad because we didn't even talk about stats today. Right at an hour, but
dude, those are great numbers, Marcus. We love them. They're awesome. 31st last in the league. Ass. That's my metric. ASS. Ass.
For real, man.
Stat of the day, ass.
Number one in Analytics.
Analytical shitty stats. That's the ASS stands for.
Oh, yeah, that's Raiders, man. Analytically shitty stats. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Doesn't even make sense, but neither do we.
It doesn't, man. It doesn't, man. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, that is the most disappointing part of this whole season. Like, I at least thought the offense would like keep it watchable. Should just say what Sean Watson do? I don't know. Liking,
that's there might be some vans surveilling that right now outside of his house. They might be trying to figure out. They might be asking that same question. A guy in an FBI jacket.
Yeah, seriously.
Outside of a neon lit parlor.
Oh, Anthony Richardson, and that'll be funny. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do here. But I do got a feeling that Chip's gonna get fired.
I do too. I don't think it's gonna be as early as you say, but at the end of the year, I think he is toast.
Toast already. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Subscribe button. Subscribe. I'm probably gonna do another quarterback for members this week, so go ahead and check that out. Because I'm definitely not doing the else's offense. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with Matt tomorrow. Because I have no idea.
Longer than the film.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what to do.
Do yourself a favor and watch Taylor. I want to know your opinion on Taylor Green. Just a soft. You don't have to do a full breakdown. I mean, maybe that's a little later, but just he's been really impressing me. You know? Okay,
all right. Dave wants some sellers. Okay, I'll give you guys some sellers.
I would like to see that as well.
Okay,
good fan.
All right, guys. We're out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace.